Breaking news, police have made an arrest following what they're calling a fatal assault near Yonge and King in the downtown core. CP24's Christina Tenalia joins us live with more details on this. Christina.
About an hour ago, just around the corner from here at Yonge and Richmond. This is after what police describe as being a scary and unprovoked assault that took place around 11:40 this morning right here at the intersection of Yonge and King. According to police, an elderly woman was attacked in what they're calling an unprovoked assault. A source tells CP24, though, that a woman was walking, was pushed to the ground unprovoked, hit her head, and died. So the information we have is that the homicide unit has not taken over this investigation yet, and I certainly don't see them at the scene. You can understand why people who work here in this neighborhood would be troubled by this news. From what we know, someone's walking along, gets pushed, essentially attacked, falls to the ground and dies, and the suspect takes off. Thankfully, from a police perspective, he was apprehended a short time later. Now, Scott, I want to point out that we are expected any moment now to get an update from the inspector here at the scene to get a sense as to what happened. There is concern, of course, out in the city, here in the city of Toronto, particularly around the downtown. We know that there have been a number of unprovoked attacks, I'll say even in the last 2 months, that have been cause for concern. The mayor certainly time and time again has discussed the challenges of mental health issues and mental health in general, I want to say, here in this city, and how it is a challenge. Some people, of course, are challenged by mental health issues, not getting the support they need. And I want to say that, of course, I'm not saying this is what happened here, but certainly it's concerning. I'm just pausing here for a moment because I can see the inspector getting ready. So I'm hoping he comes by any moment now to give us a bit of an update. Let me review while we're waiting for him, because he may come on over. Again, this happened around 11:40 this morning. The call came in to police for an assault here at Yonge and King. A woman pronounced dead here at the scene is the information we have from police, but a source tells us that the woman was pushed, fell to the ground, and hit her head. So I'm going to step aside here as the inspector approaches the scene. This is Inspector Chris Young, and if everyone is ready, Inspector, I think we're good to have you begin.
Come over this way.
I'm gonna have to tuck in right over here. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Inspector, do you have prepared remarks, or do you want us to ask questions?
I can just make a brief opening statement, then you can ask questions.
Sure, sounds
okay.
good. I think we're all ready?
Do you need anything else from me? Name or anything like that?
Inspector Chris Young.
Great.
I'm so sorry. I apologize. Craig Young.
Yep.
And it's inspector, correct?
Acting inspector.
Can you spell your
Acting
name
inspector.
before we start, sir?
First name is Craig, C-R-A-I-G. Last name is Young, Y-O-U-N-G.
Thank you.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you for coming and allowing me to provide this update to you. Shortly after 11:30 this morning, Toronto police responded to a report of an assault here at Yonge and King, in which it is alleged that a male individual pushed an elderly female to the ground and then fled the scene. Emergency services responded, immediately rendered life-saving measures, but unfortunately the female was pronounced deceased at the scene as a result of the injuries sustained. We had a description from a witness and from a significant video canvas of the area, and as a result, officers attended the area and conducted an exhaustive search, and were able to locate a suspect approximately 1 hour ago and take that suspect into custody. As a result of that, we do not believe there's any risk to the public at this point from this individual, as he is in custody at 51 Division, currently being investigated for the offense of aggravated assault. Our homicide unit has been notified and are monitoring, but have not taken carriage of the investigation at this point in time, pending the outcome of an autopsy and a formal cause of death. I cannot release any information with respect to the identity of the victim at this point in time, pending next of kin notification. But
go ahead, sorry.
carry on.
Acting Inspector, can you clarify, was this woman just walking along, she was pushed and died as a result of hitting her head, or did she die as a result of some kind of blunt force trauma from the suspect?
The information we have is that she was pushed to the ground. She sustained serious injuries to her face and head area, but at this point in time, as I said, pending the outcome of an autopsy, we can't confirm the cause of death at this point in time.
And just because of the subway, sorry, did you say he's been charged with aggravated assault so far?
Right now, and it will be charged with aggravated assault. and that obviously can be upgraded depending on the outcome of the further investigation.
This
Why
is
would it
completely
not be a
unprovoked.
homicide of some sort, even because the person has died?
Well, it's pending the result of the autopsy to determine the actual cause of death. There could be other aggravating factors that occurred during the interaction, which may have contributed to the cause of death, which may not directly be attributable to the suspect.
How old is the woman? How old was she?
She's believed to be in her 70s or 80s, an elderly female.
By herself?
That's my understanding. She was by herself on the sidewalk.
How old is he? Any information about
I believe
him?
the suspect to be a male in his 30s.
Was he homeless?
I can't confirm that at this point in time.
Inspector, you said, so he was arrested by police around the corner. I mean, did he know the officers were looking for him? Like, did he recognize that, he pushed someone and they died?
I can't confirm what his mindset was at the time, but certainly there was a massive and robust police presence as a result of this.
Was he arrested without incident? Did he cooperate?
I don't have any information on that, but he was taken into custody without incident, to the best of my knowledge.
When you say around the corner, what does that mean exactly?
I believe it was on Richmond Street, just west of Yonge Street.
Was he related to the incident at Queen Station?
No, not that particular incident. Although concurrently, the police were investigating a number of incidents in the downtown core in which an individual matching this description was alleged to have committed some property damage in the area. Those are being investigated as related possibly to this matter.
Where was that?
Over on University Avenue earlier this morning, and then on Church Street earlier as well.
Two separate incidents then, property damage.
Property damage.
But it potentially the same suspect.
I won't say potentially, but the suspect description is close enough that we will obviously look at those investigations and see if they're related.
Can you describe when you say property damage, what do you mean? What are you talking about here?
Just damage to some buildings, I think. That kind of thing. I can't confirm. Nothing smashed, but just complaints of somebody causing a disturbance and causing some minor damage to some property. I don't have any further information on that right now, though.
Do you know who this woman is? Does she have ID on her?
I can't confirm that at this point in time. We are.
What was she doing? Was she in the restaurant, just on the sidewalk?
My understanding and the information from witnesses and from the video cameras is she was just simply walking along the sidewalk.
Did you find any weapons, anything with the suspect when you arrested him?
No, not at this time.
Speak a little bit about, you've talked now, she's just walking along the sidewalk, a woman, sounding like from you, unprovoked, random. We've obviously got a city that's very concerned after a number of cases that sound very similar to this kind of situation. Can you talk about just the state of the city in terms of, are people safe to be walking around in the middle of the day and not have something like this happen?
Well, I will say this is a very, very tragic occurrence, and one of a series of tragic occurrences that have happened in our city recently. It troubles me greatly. I don't know the exact circumstances with respect to this. The investigation will reveal what happened. The information is that, as I said, this woman was walking along the sidewalk and reportedly, allegedly assaulted unprovoked. Again, the investigation will bear out exactly what happened. We're still appealing for witnesses. We need witnesses to come forward. Anybody who was in the area of Yonge and King around 11:30, between 11:30 and 12, who may have witnessed this, please contact police at 51 Division at 416-808-5100 or at Crime Stoppers. We really need to get to the bottom of this.
I know you said he arrested for aggravated assault. I apologize. Has he been charged? Not yet.
Well, he's very recently been taken into custody, so he wouldn't have formally been charged yet, but he's currently being processed at the station.
Do you know because I imagine you can't release his name yet, has he been investigated by police before? Do you know who this person is?
I don't know. I don't know that. I'm sorry.
You can confirm they didn't know each other? Was there any interaction before this happened?
I can't confirm that, and I can't confirm if there was an interaction or not. And again, we're looking at the fine details of this interaction. We do have some video. We're canvassing as well for additional video. And we are, again, appealing to the public. Anybody who is driving along this stretch of Yonge Street near King Street around 11:30, 11:35, thereabouts, if they have any dash cam footage, please contact us and let us know, because we are still trying to get to the very bottom of this.
This couldn't happen at a busier place, in the biggest city in the country. What can you tell us about just, our safety walking down Yonge Street?
Well, again, this is extraordinarily tragic, and again, it's another tragic circumstance in a series of tragic circumstances. It pains me greatly that this happens in our city. All I would say to the public is just be mindful of your surroundings. Sadly, be very mindful of your surroundings and understand that these attacks do happen, and to be very, very careful and be aware of your surroundings, sadly.
Based on what you know now, it's believed to be a random assault, right? Based on what you know so far.
I can't confirm that, but
based on what you know so far at this point?
It's reportedly unprovoked. We haven't confirmed if it's unprovoked or not because we don't have the exact details of any potential interaction that may have happened. As I said, we've got some of this captured on video. We've got some of it from eyewitness accounts, but we don't have the totality of the event yet, and that's why we're investigating it further.
Did anyone come to her aid, this woman? Did people run out and help her?
I can't confirm that. I do know that emergency responders arrived and immediately commenced life-saving measures. Toronto Paramedic Services were here very quickly and continued with the life-saving measures, but unfortunately she was pronounced deceased here at the scene.
It's graphic, but did he assault her repeatedly? Was it he pushed her? Did he kick her, punch her? What?
I can't confirm the duration of the assault. I just know there was an interaction during which she fell to the ground and struck her face.
This video that helped in your investigation at this beginning stages, are you talking about security footage from one of these businesses, or is this like a passerby happened to have caught this on camera?
I believe it's closed-circuit television, security television from one of the adjacent premises.
So, Inspector, John Tory said the city's safe and all this stuff. With all these random attacks, is there going to be more police patrols and all that stuff happening?
I can't comment on that at this point in time. What I can do is say that Toronto Police Service are here responding to these calls every day. Our response to this was very robust. A lot of officers came and committed a lot of effort to finding this suspect.
Did this person have mental health issues?
I can't confirm that.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
The arrest you said happened on Richmond, just west of Yonge? And was it on the side of the street?
Officers were patrolling the area. They saw the suspect who matched the description and took him into custody, yes.
Without incident or anything?
I can't confirm whether or not there was any kind of difficulty with the arrest.
Okay.
I believe it was without incident.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you say police are still working to inform the family of the victim?
Yes. Still pending next of kin, yes.
Can you say did she appear to be a member of a vulnerable population?
I can't confirm that. I don't know.
You don't have
So-
her ID, I believe you don't know for sure who she
We haven't confirmed yet exactly who she is, but any further updates with respect to that will be provided through Toronto Police Corporate Communications via news release.
Thank you, Inspector.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Scott, if you're still with me, let me know if you can hear me there, Scott.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Christina, we still have you. Go ahead.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, so what I want to say, I don't know if we got to this earlier. We have some video. I'm hoping we can show this now. This is video we've obtained of what is the arrest taking place of this suspect just around the corner here. As the inspector noted, this is a woman in her 70s plus. He's a little bit unclear as to some of the details. Walking along, pushed, falls on her face, and dies. Now, is terribly troubling. He elaborates that the homicide unit has not taken over the investigation yet, pending the results of an autopsy, because it sounds like, of course, police cannot confirm that her cause of death, well, I mean, they wouldn't be able to confirm this anyhow at this point, but they can't say this is a homicide investigation yet until they have determined that her death was a result of this aggravated force, this push. So at this point, the suspect has been arrested for aggravated assault. And of course, that was not too long ago, so charges are coming. But as the acting inspector noted, he said, this is terribly troubling. We have had a number of incidents taking place in the city, including one we were reporting on earlier today, a bail hearing for some 7 out of 8 girls related to a swarming incident that took place against a member of Toronto's vulnerable community in December. So he noted that the inspector is clear that this is something that police and members of the public are well aware of. So Scott, that's the latest here from the scene from Inspector Craig Young. I'll send it back to you.
All right, Christina Tenali reporting live. Of course, a troubling incident, as police mentioned, appears to be a random attack at Yonge and King right in the downtown core. Christina, thanks so much for the update.